What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes. So this time we have got an FE4 Dancer banner, and I've been wanting an FE4 seasonal banner for such a long time. So yeah, this banner has got some really exciting stuff. So we have got Dancer Lachesis as the first unit here, and she is a green dagger flying dancer. So that is pretty unique, a dagger, like flying dagger dancer, and she's also a green color. And she's actually a 4-star focus unit on this banner, so it's much easier to pull her. And she does have some pretty useful skills. Like, you would think this kind of unit would not be a 4-star unit, but she is a 4-star focus, so that is amazing. So she's got Courtly Mask Plus, which is a 12-might inheritable weapon. And at start of combat, if she's above half health, then she gets +5 attack and +5 resistance. And if the foe can double her, then she reduces the damage from foes first hit by 50%. So it's basically like a guard bearing, but with a different condition. So it does reduce damage from foes first hit, but the prerequisite is that the foe needs to double you, which means that you ideally want to be slow so that you can get doubled and you can basically get this kind of damage reduction. And this is pretty good for like tanky units. Someone like Winter Cecilia with Bullfighter could make fantastic use of this because she reduces damage of foes first hit, and most units are going to be doubling her. And then with Bullfighter, she could trigger a special and just finish them off. So that could be extremely good on a slow tanky unit. She's got defense cantrip and air orders. Air orders is a pretty decent skill for Fire Emblem teams, but ground orders is much better. But still, this is a really good 4-star focus unit. Cantrip skills aren't really all that good, honestly, because like attack cantrip might be useful universally, but other skills, you could just run Wings of Mercy on your dancer or something like that. So that is Lachesis, and here she's fighting a 4-star Lance Knight, so you already know how slow she's gonna be. So I think this is gonna be the stat spread of Lachesis. Now keep in mind, these are Gen 5 dancers. We are officially in Gen 5, so they are gonna be having more BST than you would expect out of a ranged dancer. So I think she's gonna be having pretty high attack and pretty high resistance and really low speed and defense. So that is going to be Lachesis, the 4-star focus unit of this banner. And then we've got Ethlyn. The art is absolutely amazing of Ethlyn. And she is also a flying dagger dancer, but she's colorless dagger. So she is not really going to be slow as Lachesis. Instead, she's going to be really fast because Courtly Fan Plus actually has, a part of null follow-up built into it. It's like a half null follow-up. So in the player phase, if she initiates combat, she gets +5 attack and speed during the combat, and she can neutralize effects that prevent units follow-up attacks during the combat. So it's like half of null follow-up. As I said, it's not a full null follow-up, and she comes with Wind Sweep. So Wind Sweep and the half null follow-up have pretty good synergy, so this allows her to just attack and not really face any kind of counter attacks back. And she can also double through Wind Sweep. So we have seen this kind of thing on Byleths and Summer Byleth, Spring Fear, stuff like that. So by now you must be used to it. So this is really good synergy with her weapon and slot B skill. She also comes with Ether Raid's defense, attack speed 3. ARD skills are actually pretty good because it's not really all that hard to put all of your structures on the back line and just have this kind of skill which can just give you +10 to 2 of your stats, or even like +7 to 2 of your stats in both phases. So this is extremely good skill in Ether Raid's defense. So I could definitely see maybe some kind of cav lines using this to, win some of the matchups by getting both attack and speed. And she's got Joint Drive speed, which is going to be helping a lot with her playstyle. And I think she is going to be having a stat spread similar to this, where she is not going to be having the highest attack, but she's going to be pretty fast. Kind of like how the normal version of Ethlyn is, I guess. Fast, not really all that powerful, but can, work out defensively. So I'm expecting like good speed from her, and she does get extra speed from her weapon as well. So she's definitely going to be a fast dancer for sure. And she just gets, out of the box, she's just pre-made for Ether Raid's defense. You could use her as a soft check to Vantage units, which is really good. So by being a dancer, she can provide you that utility and also act as a soft check to Vantage. And you could also have, Hardy Bearing units or Cloud Myogi units on her team, so you could have multiple units checking Vantage strategies. So that could be done, but being a ranged dancer means that it's easier to bait her out, but it does seem like she doesn't have the highest attack, so not gonna be the easiest one to bait out, I guess. And then we have got Dancer Quan. So he's also a flying dancer, but he's a blue archer flying dancer. and he is on a wyvern. Did you talk to Claude to get this wyvern, this white wyvern? He comes with Courtly Bow Plus, which has the same effect as Lachesis' weapon, but instead of giving him resistance, this bow gives him defense. And this kind of damage reduction effect is really good on units like him because range flying units cannot have access to guard bearing. So this is pretty fantastic. He comes with attack, defense, bond 4, fly formation, and joint tone defense. So that just suggests you that he's going to be having, pretty defensive, stat spread. So I'm expecting him to be extremely defensive and having good attack stat, of course, but being absolutely pathetically slow and having really poor resistance. So we have 2 slow dancers already, actually 3 slow dancers on this banner. So Quan is just going to be taking out the sword dragon right there. So he can actually be a good unit if you want to use him in dark defense and ether raids, because it does suggest that he will have high defense. So you could just, use him with Hell or something like that to prevent isolation from Milla. So that could be done. And at last, we have got the star of this banner, Duo Sigurd and Deirdre as a dancer duo. So a lot of people were speculating out of the silhouette that it's going to be these two, and it is, indeed. And we have finally got a cavalry dancer in the game, and Duo Sigurd is definitely one of the best dancers in the game. His dance skill might not be too special compared to Legendary Azura or Peony or even Mirabilis. However, the movement, is absolutely fantastic, and I'll explain why I think that. So he comes with Guild Goblet, and this is a legendary weapon, so that it's not inheritable, gives him +3 attack. And if foe initiates combat, so that means in enemy phase, or if the foe is at full HP, then he gets +6 attack and resistance during combat. And if the foe uses magic, then he gets the damage reduction of 50%, and he can also reduce, damage out of the AoE specials like Close Call and Repel can. So this is basically a magical version of that, but it does not really check any kind of stats. So this is definitely a pretty powerful weapon. And he's got attack res bond, lull attack res, and joint tone res. So he's just like a mage tank basically, along with being a dancer. And the reason why I think he's gonna be a really, really good dancer is because of his duo skill right here. So he's gonna take out this guy, which is fine. And then he has got this duo skill. So it's basically a double reposition, which does not use your own turn. So you use duo skill, you reposition an ally in front of you or even behind you, and then you dance them, and then you could, just reposition with that ally or just use any kind of assist skill that the ally has got, like dropback or something like that. So this is extremely good for movement, and we do see this in action. So it's like a mass reposition almost. Arden is just gonna get sent to the other side, and now he can attack this Lance Fighter. So the reason why, Sigurd is going to be so good is because he's a cavalry unit, and he can actually catch up to the other cavalry threats. Like, for example, if Lionheart moves first in like an Ether Raid's defense team, Sigurd is going to be able to follow him and dance him. Now, 3 movement dancers are not something new because we do have Herons in Leon and Raisin, but the thing is that their transformation is conditional. They either need to be alone or beside a non-human to transform. However, Duo Sigurd does not have anything like that, and they're always going to be having the 3 movement no matter what. Now, they do not have the flyer mobility, but cavalry mobility is not bad for dancing, and this duo skill does allow you to, just have this free reposition, which can be used both offensively and defensively. And this can be really, really good for Ether Raid's offense, hit and run strats. And because this is a duo unit, they are going to be having the dual effect, where they're going to be able to score 185 BST in Arena. So expect to see a lot of +10 Sigurds in Arena, probably combined with like Legendary Chroms, Legendary Leaves. So if Legendary Leaf moves first, Sigurd is able to follow him and dance him. So that is going to be something really annoying. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that the AI cannot use the duo skills, so that is a bit of a relief. So only their movement is going to be a bit of an annoyance, and we can see their stat spread here. They're extremely min-maxed and have really high attack and resistance. So 147 BST, and they can actually double down even as an offensive unit if the foe is at full HP, even in player phase. So they could have like decent one-shot potential at least. So yeah, they're definitely a really, really good dancer in my opinion, and definitely gonna be changing the game quite a bit because a cavalry dancer is something new, and I guess, you know, cav lines could also use this kind of cavalry dancer, but usually they do not really use any kind of dancer to prevent isolation from Brattle Fjorm and stuff like that. So that's gonna be Duo Sigurd, definitely one of the best dancers in the game because of the movement, and of course the duo skill does make it really good, and they have decent one-shot potential, so that is good. And our free unit this time around is gonna be Eldigan, and of course you guys know how much I like Eldigan. I'm a big fan of in general like Camus archetypes except for Xander, so we do know that he's gonna be a lance flyer, as we could see over here in the trailer. So he's a lance flyer, and his skills are out also on the announcement board. So he's got Quarterly Candle Plus, basically the same thing as Quan's bow. So it's like a free guard bearing essentially, and that kind of thing is pretty nice because it is, you know, straight up damage reduction. It doesn't really compare any kind of stats, and he's gonna be a flying dancer. So he is a lance flyer, you know, we have a lot of those, but having another flying dancer other than Peony is gonna be really good. His skills are not really all that good except for his lance. His lance is gonna be a really good thing for any kind of slow tanks, but his skills are really disappointing. He's got Caldera Dance, which is not a good skill. Defense Opening, which was already present on Carmack. I don't know why Intelligent Systems like keeps on repeating the skills again and again. Like Iago had Attack Opening, and then George also had it, so it's kind of weird. They could have given him like guidance or something like that. That would have been pretty sweet. Or even aerobatics, we haven't really received that on a free-to-play unit. So he's gonna be a free Tempest trial reward, and I'm really excited for him. I am definitely looking forward to his stat line. I think he does have potential as a free-to-play unit, even though he's a lance flyer. The reason being is that his stat line might be pretty nice for like avoiding isolation from both Milla and Brattle Fjorm, because we know Eldigan has pretty good defense and he does have good HP. So maybe that could transfer to this alt as well, and you know, it's quite sure that he's gonna be slow because of this kind of weapon, which, you know, wants him to be slow. So I think if they do not mess up with the stat line and give him a decent one, he does have potential. So I'm really looking forward to it. The art is absolutely top tier, so yeah, I'm pretty happy actually. I could use him in my free-to-play guides. 2 flying dancers is really good, and he's actually the first lance flying dancer we have got in the game, so that is pretty amazing. So I'm pretty happy. I just wish that his skills were better for fodder, like aerobatics or guidance or something like that, but I guess Intelligent Systems is just continuing the trend which they started. So yeah, that is gonna be the dancer banner for this year and the free unit. I'm actually pretty excited for it. The art is so like top tier for this banner. And the duo unit is also appearing to be mighty strong with their utility and their movement. So let me know about your thoughts and opinions of this banner in the comment section down below. I want to thank all of my YouTube members for their constant support, and if you enjoyed, then please be sure to leave a like and a comment, helps me tremendously, and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because YouTube sub boxes working is about as surprising as Quan being mounted on a wyvern. So with that said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.